You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
James McOnie is here. Are the Hurricanes Super Rugby favourites?
Yes, they are, Piney. Straight to the point. Let's do this. Let's rip off the Band-Aid. They're that good. And actually, if you do remember, I thought they looked the best of all the Super Rugby teams at the start of the season, even though it was against the Western Force. They just seem to do things really crisp and a lot better than other teams. And I just think their go forward from their phase play, from their rucks, is something that a lot of teams will be trying to emulate and copy all around the world. I've heard some coaches even tell me that they think the Hurricanes have got this incredible recipe there. So they've got something special, mate.
Yeah, it's almost a little bit nerve-wracking, given how long I've been a Hurricanes fan and what I've had to endure, over certain years. But yeah, it just seems like a very together squad. I'm not sure whether too many people expected Clark Laidlaw would be as comfortable as a 15s coach, having spent so much time in the sevens environment. But he's got to take a pretty big chunk of credit, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. I mean, Clark Laidlaw, he is just the guy. Is he the new Fergie? You know, the Scotsman, probably not as petulant as the old Fergie, maybe, but he's doing something right there, though. I think he's definitely a modern coach. He's got the ear of the players. There's a lot of belief there, and you can see players. I mean, someone like Brett Cameron playing really good rugby at first five. Part of me wants the Canes to win, because a lot of rugby journalists always say, oh, you need a world-class first five to win Super Rugby. And, I mean, if they did meditation, that would be their mantra. You need a world-class first five. You need a world-class first five. But let's just see if they can do it with Brett Cameron, because, look, he may end up being world-class, but you wouldn't classify him as that. But I think it's more than that. I think it helps having a great first five, but I just think it's way more nuanced than that. And you can see that the Hurricanes have all those pieces in place. I mean, we should really be talking about that Hurricanes front row that just demolished the Chiefs in the first half.
Yeah, and Clayton McMillan even said that afterwards, Chiefs coach. He said the big area he's seen of improvement in the Hurricanes is their forward pack, and in particular their tight five. And yeah, Lomax, Numia, Amua, all terrific. How many scrum penalties were there in the first half?
Exactly. I think Walker Leawedi as well is an incredible power lock. I mean, Caleb Delaney is there. I mean, people wouldn't even be able to recognise him on the street. I mean, I guess he's tall. But the thing is, Almoa, he should take a bow. He was incredible last night. And TJ Perenara as well. So, look, as a Chiefs fan, I do like the fact that there were some promising signs. Number 8, Wallace Satiti looks incredible. And Summer Penny Finau, he can still hit on defence.
Indeed. It's a pretty good time to be a Wellington sports fan. It was 24 hours earlier, in heavy rain. The shirts came off in the 96th minute, James.
What a reward for a wet, old, windy night in Wellington. You were there, Piney, calling it. What a moment to call, because I've got to say that, you know, one of a last-minute free kick into the mixer doesn't fill you with hope, but the ball from Oscar Van Hattem into that spot, that was incredible, wasn't it?
Oh, I've watched it so many times, and just the bend he gets on it. And when he'd only really just come on, and you think, okay, we've got a free kick in the last minute of the game probably. Who are the candidates to take it? You don't necessarily gravitate to Oscar Van Hattem to take that free kick.
Yeah, that's what's special about Chiefy. Talk about belief. Maybe they're doing something on the mental skills side at the old NZCIS out in Upper Hutt, because they all train at the same place, the Phoenix and the Canes. And so, but by having faith in Oscar to send that over, he's Frank's nephew, is that right? Is he a nephew?
That's right. Yep, Frank's nephew, yeah, that's right.
And then Finn Sermon, who's never scored a goal before, but got his head on it right on the 6-yard box. And I was like, okay, that just shows there's something cool and special about this team. And I actually had to do a video shoot with Pacific Radiology on Wednesday, and we had Costa Barbarousis, Alex Paulson, and Alex Rufer there, and they're honestly like brothers, these guys, you know. And the Canes were there as well. Asafo Almoa, TJ Perenara and Geordie Barrett, and the same thing. You know, it's just a massive family vibes in both those teams.
Yeah, and between them as well. I just noticed on some social media posts for both Hurricanes and Phoenix over the last 36 hours. A lot of the replies are from, TJ Perenara was posting replies to David Ball's social media post, for example, because they inhabit the same physical space. They've really come to quite like one another.
Huge respect and admiration between the athletes. Absolutely right. And I think that makes a difference, just knowing what they do. You know, there's the GPS thing of obviously for a footballer and how far they cover, the midfielders especially. And, the rugby players just shake their head and go, they're incredible. And then vice versa. Although in some cases, when you look at Pasilio Tosi, who's massive, he's like Godzilla. I'd hate to think what damage he could do on a football field. It'd be crazy.
Absolutely. Run out of time, unfortunately, James. I know there's other things to talk, but we can do that next Sunday. Appreciate your time as always. James McOnie, catch him on the Alternative Commentary Collective and across a number of other social media and media broadcast platforms, and with us here on Weekend Sport every Sunday afternoon.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.